Hey guys, Jennifer Don Gaviola, and I have my dear friend Natalie Lewis with Natalie Destiny Wellness with me, and we're going to do something a little impromptu here. Normally, I'll have like a planned video with like sort of a roadmap of what I'm going to talk about, but going with the feeling here, going with the feeling, and Natalie's a perfect person to go with this, to flow with it. And so before we talk about what we feel inspired to talk about, well, Natalie, I wanted to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself to our Quiet Voice Big Impact community. And why I wanted to chat with her specifically is just she has such a kind, loving heart, and she embodies this quiet strength that I always talk about, this quiet power.
Thank you.
Yeah, and she really does it in a way where she owns her power, but it's unapologetic, but without being like too aggressive. It's just really just owning like who she is. So take it away.
Thank you. That was beautiful. I appreciate that intro. So I am a holistic health coach and a meditation guide, and I help women find the stillness so they can hear their intuition and they can reclaim their divinity and shine and just find that fire within. So I love to hold space in that way. You know, the more stillness you can find, the more you can, navigate your life better, because you're able to hear that voice. So that's what I do. And, we've worked together in the past. Working with you has allowed me to not even just from a business standpoint, but to grow and evolve as a empath and a highly sensitive person, and to hold space for myself when the world has told me, oh, you're not loud enough, you need to be louder, you need to be. So it was a very refreshing place to be, coming out of a relationship and coming to a place where I was getting to know myself and honoring the quiet voice that I am. So I'm always grateful for you for that. So thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. Oh, I got goosebumps as you were talking.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're on the right track. So
definitely.
All right. So for those of you, I always talk about introverts, but I'm more and more getting this divine nudge to also include, like, if it's an introvert, you can also be an empath, and you can also be highly sensitive, right? So I feel like touching on all of those aspects of ourselves, I feel like is really important, so we can really own our strengths and not see it as a weakness. Because between me and you, Natalie, I'm tired of people seeing or stereotype being an introvert, empath, highly sensitive as a weakness. That makes me mad, actually. Because it's just like, just because you're reserved or quiet doesn't mean that you don't have anything to say. It's just, I feel like you're just really discerning on how you use your energy, right?
It is. That's really big. And I feel like even with that comment, you've allowed me to see that, I just told you not too long ago, I've had people say, I'm sorry, I don't mean to overtake the conversation, and I feel like I'm saying too much. But if I know, I'm not a really loud person, and when I feel led to speak is when I'm going to speak. So it's more intentional, and it's more honoring my energy and where I'm coming from. So that was perfect what you just said, because that is the practice is I choose to speak when I feel like it's going to make the most impact.
Right. It's deliberate. Like you're feeling, you're taking in what's happening, and then you're discerning, like, is this worth my energy to contribute, instead of feeling like, oh, she's quiet. Is she okay? What's wrong? Are you all right? You know, it's just like, I'm good. I'm just, like you said, I'm listening, and I'm just deciding on, like, do I want to contribute? It's not that I don't, if I'm questioning if I have something to contribute. Sometimes you do, but for the most part, I say you're like, I don't know if I want to. It's like, it's a choice, instead of feeling this pressure, like you have to match someone's energy if they're more louder or aggressive. And I feel like that's where we tend to give our power away, when we, as an empath especially, you can tune into people's emotions, right? So it's easy, like what I've struggled with personally for many, many years, it's still an ongoing process, is I can feel people's energy, I can feel people's emotions, and I sometimes allow myself to feel overcome by it, because that's a way to share how much I care, or prove how much I care. And that's
Right.
actually how we give our power away, because it's just like, oh, and then I have to go into people pleasing mode, right? And it's just
Right.
like that. I feel like that's our work and our responsibility to stop that pattern of, even though I can feel you, doesn't mean that's my responsibility, right?
Right. Right. That's so true. And that's why I feel like growing up, and this is a totally different topic, but it does tie in. You know, growing up, I was just like, I am so weird. Like, I feel everything. And then I got to my like older, like young adult, and I just got a label put on me. Oh, well, you know, you're just depressed, or like you have anxiety, but really it was just, I didn't know where I began and where somebody else's
Yes,
emotions, you know, where it
yes,
started. And
yes,
so
yes,
I was just sponge, just taking everything in. And now it's being able to decipher what's mine and what somebody
yes,
else's, you know?
yes,
And it's a work to uncover and
yes.
undo. Yeah. So,
Girl, because it's like the energy you're feeling is not just yours, it's actually generational, right?
yeah.
So you're feeling what you've been taught, not only in your direct family line, but ancestral line.
Yeah.
On top of that, you're engaging with your own personal biases and stories, and then you're
Yeah.
engaging with a world that's really like, to me, it's overstimulation
It
nonstop.
is.
So it's like, how, that's why I always say, like, you have to, as an introvert especially, you need regular quiet time, you need that stillness to
You
have
do.
space. You need space. You
Yeah.
need space. You can't keep filling up your schedule and just doing so many things. As a, to me,
Yeah.
it's a form of distraction from like your own discernment, your own power, your own voice, you know?
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. And the more that we can, you know, remove the stimulus and just come within, the more like you can tune into what it is you are feeling, and then show up
Right,
even more, you know,
right.
authentically. And then that comes into the quote, the JayZ quote that you were talking
Hell yeah.
about. You know, when you,
So
I don't know it exactly, but
go ahead.
when you're on your own dick, you know,
Hey,
hey,
hey.
and you're feeling yourself, you know, and there's no trying to be anything other than who you were meant to be.
Yes.
When you can just embody that and you can feel yourself, and it's not even from ego, it's
No,
just,
no, no.
yeah,
Yeah,
when you can do that, like, it's
yeah,
a totally different energy.
yeah. Like, one of my mentors, Rachel Rogers, shared that in one of her videos. She's just like,
Hmm.
sometimes you just gotta feel yourself, and just like JayZ said, you gotta be on your own dick. And when I heard that, when I heard that in my soul, my spirit, I was
Yeah.
like, hell yeah,
Yeah.
you know. But again, my people pleaser voice was like, the good girl voice was like, I don't. Why do you resonate with that? This
Yeah.
judging voice. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
you know what? This is about really your freedom, your liberation. Like,
Yeah.
to me, like, let's stop judging ourselves and try to. I actually saw a quote yesterday about how, you, who is that? Can't think of the name of the author, but her book is called Untamed.
Okay.
Glennon
Glennon
Doyle.
Doyle.
Yes, and she was
Yeah.
saying that you can't control yourself and love yourself. You know, like, to
Wow.
control yourself is the opposite of actually loving yourself, because loving yourself is freedom, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So I feel like this. I'm getting goosebumps again. This liberation that you allow yourself to not box yourself in, like, well, I'm supposed to be this way. I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
this way. Just like this video. I to be super transparent with y'all, I was like, well, I
Yeah.
don't really have like my plan that I normally have for this video, but I had this like divine nudge to just do it with Natalie and be like, let's just see where it goes and let it flow.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's an energy that's coming through both of us, and we're just kind of observing and seeing where it goes. And I think that's
Yeah.
that's real power in allowing, and that's just the whole like moving away from this masculine way of working to
It
this
is.
feminine way of allowing and witnessing what
Yeah.
comes through, right? I think
Yeah.
there's real power, but it does require you to let go and surrender of this preconceived control that you feel, imperfection you feel like you have to have, right?
Yeah, because it's so many things. You touch on so many things. Because one, you have to think about the whole good girl mentality that we've all been given, which is such bullshit, really.
Yes, yes.
Because again, that's part of the control. You're not allowing yourself to just be.
Yes,
So you can't be
you're
on.
oppressing yourself.
You're oppressing yourself, and that's just because somebody told you. Well, and even to bring in this aspect from a Christianity or a religious point of view, if you're a good girl, then you get X, Y, and Z. And if you're not, then you don't. And so that is like even that framework to release that and get rid of it. Because if you don't, you can't really show up.
Right. It's like we're taught, especially as women, especially as women of color, that we have to conform and act a certain way in order to be accepted, in order to succeed, but in order to succeed based on whose terms. And so what I feel like what's happening, getting super goosebumps right now, it's like giving ourselves permission to be brave and be like, you know what? Let's see how effing powerful I am. And let's see me create a success that I've actually never seen anyone achieve. Let's see what that looks like. And then that requires a lot of faith within yourself. But what's important is surrounding yourself with people that get it, like you and I, yes, we work together, like for your business, but I really feel like you've become such a sister and dear friend. And I feel like surrounding yourself with like soulmate, kindred spirits is so important because they can hold you up to a space like, I see where you're going, instead of questioning like, but how are you going to do that? I don't get it. When people question you and be like, I don't know how you're going to do that, they're actually showing you they can't see it for themselves.
Exactly. Because if they're all a reflection, they're just reflecting what they see for themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't let that hold you back. Just be like brave and be like, you know what? And that's why I always say, like, as an empath, as introvert, as highly sensitive, you can be like quiet and embrace your that quiet power, and you can be fierce. You can be powerful, but you don't have to mimic anyone. It's just like you giving yourself permission to access what that power is, and then express it, take up space, and use your voice and your energy to actually attract the right people. Because it's like, it's all about, to me, it's about resonance. You know what I mean? Like, I can sit here and tell you all the right words, but if you're not feeling me, you're not feeling me.
No, it isn't. And so I was telling you, we had this conversation, about the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And I had to kind of, you hear it, but it's nice to like understand what it is, because it's a principle. And with the divine feminine, it is the creative force that is within everything, in flowers, in you and me, and in nature. It's a feeling sense versus the thinking sense. It's like sensuality, it's intuition. And then when you go to the divine masculine, it's like strength and action oriented. It's protected. So me being able to recognize it's okay for me to be quiet and reserved and, just not as loud, to see that and honor that is coming from the divine feminine. And then to actually be that and be okay with that, then that's the masculine holding space for the feminine. But that's all within me, what I'm saying? And they're just energies within me. So it's freeing when you can see it that way. Like, it's okay to not be the loudest one in the room.
Yes. And thank you for bridging both. I think sometimes people think, oh, the masculine is bad. I think masculine can be toxic when you think you're only what you produce and what you do, when you're only pushing and proving. I agree with you that, like, when you can bridge both and seeing your divine masculine as like, it's the way you take action in the world, but it's based on your divine feminine, how you feel led when you get the magic, the download, I want to say I always tell my clients in my community, flow first, logic second. You have to work with magic first, right? You have to let it come in, and then from there, you can strategize. You can come up with a specific plan, the practical steps. That way, everything is integrated in a way where it's like, okay, I'm taking action. It doesn't feel like work. It feels like fun. It feels like, okay, I'm doing this, And so that, I feel like, is how you access that higher power. Because I know for me, when I felt really burnt out, And my old job is because I felt like it was just me. I felt so separate, and I felt like I was constantly proving myself. And the more
Yeah.
I allowed myself to believe I was a part of life and that God, for me, it's God to support me, then I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is bigger than just me. This is actually me being carried by a force greater than myself. Okay,
Right.
then I will show up, not just in service to me, but the more I show up, that's actually an act of service to others, right? Especially for our Quiet Voice Being Impact community, right?
Yeah. It's a ripple. It's a ripple
Yeah.
effect. The more I can hold sacred space just for myself, for me to embrace every aspect of who and what I am, then I can do that for somebody else. But it's so interesting. It just starts here first, and then I can go out into the world and have that ripple effect.
Yeah, yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that's where our power and our responsibility lies. Is even though we are so sensitive, we can feel so much in the world. I feel like the world actually needs that level of empathy and depth. But how we have to have that self-preservation is to have clear energetic boundaries to be like, okay, well, this is what I need to fill my cup, and
Yeah.
this is who I feel led to engage with, and this is I feel like a yes over here, and I feel like a no over here, and make those decisions like without apology, instead of like,
Yeah.
oh no, I don't want them to think this and this.
Yeah.
That's how you give your energy away. That's how you drain your energy, because you're like not making decisions based on what you really want because you're judging yourself, or you're just
Yeah.
afraid of feeling bad and guilty. It's like, no, I'm saying yes to this or no to this, and I need rest or whatever it is, being more decisive with what you need, because just because that's
Just because.
you don't even have to explain it,
You
you
really
know.
don't. But I know for me, that was a big thing, like just having to explain everything. But now,
Yeah.
just like, you don't have to explain it. It's just
Mm.
what I need to
Be full.
be alive. It's
Yes.
my operating system. This is just what I need, and to not apologize for it and just be like, it is what it is.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
very liberating, because it's almost like a filter, because then
Hmm.
the people that do stay and or do give you the space and honor, like, okay, I get you, like, do you take care of you, you know,
Yeah.
that's those are your people, rather than people that are like, I don't get you, what's wrong with you, why are you so quiet,
Right.
like or people that are really aggressive, and they try to like almost take care of you, like, let me fix you, you know. It's just like,
Mm,
pass, you know.
yeah.
And I think sometimes people get intimidated if someone is so quiet, because it's like you can't figure them out. But the thing is,
Yeah. That's
we
true.
have like so much depth that it's like, well, if you're willing to like engage with me and, you know, learn about each other in a really deep way instead of like surface interactions, sure, we can go there, but I'm not here to perform for
Right.
you, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. And it is and I always say this, I just feel like it's a ongoing, I guess, evolution of learning yourself, and me understanding. I think I was in my 30s when I realized. I was just like, oh, so I just feel everything. That's why I'm feeling
Yeah.
stuff that's not mine. And, then now I get this beautiful opportunity, because I had no idea, what an empath was or anything. But now I get this beautiful opportunity to gift this to the women that I'm bringing up, my daughters, so that I can be like, hey, I know you're feeling a lot right now, and it's okay. And you can be with that. And it's
Yes.
not like you have to shut it off like, oh, I felt it for 10 minutes and that's enough. Just
Yes.
be so in tune with yourself, like get to
Yes.
know yourself and honor yourself. And so that way you can, when it's time to attract a partner, and, as they get older, it comes from a more solid foundation. It's not looking for somebody to say, oh, I need you to complete me. I need you to,
Yes.
no, I complete myself and you accentuate me, so
Yes.
it's beautiful.
Yes.
The more we know ourselves, the more we can give that to
Yeah. What
others.
a beautiful divine responsibility that God gave you to raise like your daughters in this way. The fact that
Yeah.
you are so sensitive and empath, introvert, I just feel like God blessed you with daughters who have similar or built similar to you, because you are the
Yeah.
person to help them navigate this world. Because I really feel like now, and especially in the future, the world needs more leaders who embody a sense of power, but power not domination, but
Right.
power in terms of inclusion and empathy and deep understanding and compassion, that
Yeah.
serves everyone, that serves
So
everyone.
true.
And so
Yeah.
to have power and to have grace, I feel
Yeah.
like that's, to me, is like superhuman. Like, to me, that's like when you have it, because it's like, it's not just about you winning, it's about
Yeah.
you winning with everyone involved, right?
So
We
true.
win together. Like, to me,
Yeah.
that's what the people I follow and the type of leader I want to be is like. I don't want to just win just for me. I do want to win for me, for sure.
Of course. Yeah.
However, I know that me winning is going to help other people win.
So true. When I'm winning, you're winning.
Right.
That idea. And then also, because I did a talk on this too, it's the difference between power with or power over. What we've experienced is power over. It's just this, like, if we don't understand you, then we're going to strip you and we're going to take your power from you. But now the things are crumbling, and now it's to bring in the power with. How do we build together? How do I recognize, who you are and honor who you are and have power together? It's a different place.
Let me tell you what happened. Like, maybe it was a week or two ago. I witnessed this in real time. Again, like two Black female leaders that I really respect and admire. One is Rachel Rogers. She's basically a business coach, and she made $1 million with her online program in 1 month.
Wow!
In the month of June, and I saw, and then there's another lady who with her business Streamlytics, she basically generated funding within. Her name's Angela Benton, and she generated in her funding campaign 1 million in 1 week.
Wow.
And that last 750K was within 2 days. I witnessed both, and this was in the same week. And I was just like, okay, now, like, what was magical about that? It was like, it broke so many like ceilings, but what was, to me, truly like remarkable and like so like touching to my heart, they did it with their community. Like, they were literally talking with their community and saying, oh my God, we're doing this together. And people are like on board because they're like, oh my God, do it. Like, and they buy her program, donate, for this fund. And it was just like, that to me is, I feel like, how our future is being created, how we're being guided to create is like in community with each other, taking responsibility for ourselves, knowing what is ours and what is not, and then with that power and discernment, then helping others to do the same. And that's how you like commune with each other from a place of real power, and not this disempowered, oppressive way of thinking. Because you're like, no, I am my own empowered being, and so are you. So what can we do together? Versus, I feel so bad. Do you like me? Please like me. I'm going to do this because I want you to like me. No, that's disempowering, like, I have to be this way so I'm successful. It's like, no, let's go within, because that's I feel like our superpowers as introverts, empaths, and highly sensitive. It's like we have a rich inner world. So how do we access that? Like, really access that and like harness it from the inside out. And so then letting life adapt to us, instead of feeling like, I feel everything and I feel everything, now I feel overwhelmed. No, you have to like be your own entity, and then again let life adapt to you. That's the power.
That is the power. And I always go to this example, having a thermostat sets the tone for the temperature of the room, to be that, to set the temperature, to set the tone for ourselves first. And then when you walk in, you just kind of, change the energy. That's power. That's
power. You feel it. Again, it's like energy doesn't lie. When someone comes in and they are so attuned and they're feeling themselves, right?
Yeah.
You feel like, you feel actually drawn to them. You're like, something about that person. But again, if it's on the other side of that coin, if there's someone that's not feeling themselves and they feel like, oh my gosh, please like me. You feel that it's just like this energy that feels like disempowered, feels like clingy, and it's just like, okay, that's like what I always say, like with your business, like you have to emanate that first. Like you are in it, you're feeling yourself, you're feeling what you're offering, and that what you have to give is of service, and you just unapologetically show up as yourself. And that's
As
what really
yourself.
people really want. It's like that. I want, when you embody that sense of freedom and liberation for yourself, that helps someone remember and access, ignite within themselves. I want that for me. Shona want
Yes.
to help me like that, right?
Yeah.
Not to be you, but I want
Right.
to access that in me, right?
Right. Yeah. Because then if you think about it, that transcends words. Because it's
Oh
not
yeah,
the words that they're saying, it's the energy that
it's
they're
the
bringing.
energy.
Yeah.
Is the energy, and that's why I feel like we are really set up to succeed in such a profound way, because we are able to work with energy on such a deep level, our own, and then feel
Yeah.
others around us and be able to harness it, access it, and work with it in a way where it's like it serves not only you but the people around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yay. I knew it would like flow once we got
It always
started.
does. It always does. It's perfect. Yeah. And then even, to give it this to, younger girls and boys, and just to understand, the more you are this self-love piece for yourself,
Yes.
the more you can show up, you can be that person you admire. Because it's interesting, like, I watch some of my girls, who the people like they're drawn to on social media, and it's interesting, for me to be like, okay, why are you drawn to that person? Whatever you see in that person is something that maybe you want within yourself.
Yeah.
And to kind of start that dialogue and be like, okay, so you like her because she's opinionated. Okay, maybe you need to open up your voice and speak more. Or maybe you
Right.
see, so all of it is this mirror back to you on,
Yes.
who you want to be, how you want to show up, what you want to embody.
Yes. Embodiment. Yeah.
Embodiment.
Yeah. And that's how you access your power. Because like I was saying earlier, you can say all the right words, but if you're not feeling it, it's not aligned
Yeah.
and integrated within you, it's not going to come across as like being true. And people can
Yeah.
feel that. People can
Right.
feel if you're not being yourself.
Yeah.
So that's really, really important. You're right. It's all based on like trusting and believing that you are loved, not for what
Yeah.
you do, but like the fact that you're here on this planet is because you were created um, in the expression of love. And it's like you showing up is an act of service to express love, to serve through love. So it's just, I don't know, it's like simple and profound at the same time, like
It
why we're all
is.
here,
Yeah, it really is. It is simple and profound. Yeah, it's a beautiful blend.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
this was awesome. I I love moments where it's just like we're like feeling the energy. And again, it felt like the conversation was, we're being carried. There was an energy being
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
coming through. So, Natalie, share with everyone if people were interested in working with you more, and can you tell a little bit more about how you serve, like specifically with your
Sure.
services?
Yeah, so right now, every Tuesday at 6:30, I do a live meditation. It's a meditation that helps kind of bridge the gap between the head and the heart, the mind and the heart, so bringing coherence. So, if you have anxiety, or you are, wanting to boost your immune system, it does all that. And it's just a really sacred time to create space for yourself, to create the stillness, to sit in it, and then afterward to talk about what you got from it. Because those little downloads that you get really help in the busy times of your life. So
Mm-hmm.
I do that, and I'm also getting ready to do a 6-week online course. So I'm taking names now, and so when the next one comes around, we can start that as well. So the 6-week course is just creating the practice of stillness, so that it is a sustainable practice that sustains you for your life. It creates the habit. It's about 40 days. So there's something about that number too that's sacred. So 40 days of creating the habit that's going to serve you for the rest of your life. I started out as a personal trainer. I don't really do that anymore, but I just really believe and honor that if you can listen to the intuition, it'll tell you the foods you need. It'll tell you how you
Right.
need to move your body, instead of like looking for outside. Sometimes we do need guidance, and we do need accountability, and that's great. And I serve in that way, but it's so beautiful to be able to hear and listen and go with what you feel and create the plan that you need. So that's what the program is. And so you can always reach me on Instagram. I am_Destiny Wellness, or email destinywellness@gmail.com. And yeah, reach out to me. And I do sometimes one-on-ones as well, but more so group is what I'll be doing.
Cool. Well, I always loved how you are able to bridge the mind, body, and spirit, especially like tapping into your intuition, and then in working with you, like knowing what foods actually nourish you and even heal you if you're suffering with some sort of illness. And then the movement piece, I feel like, I think for me personally, like personal training and stuff, that's never really appealed to me, because it felt very like pushy, like do this, like almost like drill sergeant. What I appreciate with you is that you see fitness as a soulful expression of like how you are tending to your body. You know what I mean? True. And so so if y'all need help with any of connecting mind, body, spirit, and she's like the ultimate like soulful. To me, it's like you really embody that like fitness and nutrition, but in such a soulful and divine way.
Thank you. Yeah, it's important, because I feel like, I don't necessarily prescribe like, exercise, workouts and stuff anymore. However, I know the more your physical body is in tuned and not polluted, the more you get the divine downloads, so that's important, that aspect. So and that's how I love to serve. Yeah.
Awesome. And for those of you interested in if what we talked about was resonating with you, and you're looking for support with really showing up as your authentic self in your business, especially as an introvert, an empath, highly sensitive, and you want to grow your business in a way that's really sustainable, I like to call my process the turtle way. So let me know, send me a private message, or you can email me at info@dawningsoul.com. What I found by doing this for over 10 years is that we're built in this way for a reason, and when we can access our natural strengths and like leverage those strengths and give ourselves permission to show up as we are, that's when we can unlock that magic, and then we become magnetic with our presence, power, and we express ourselves with this organic way of attracting our ideal clients, organic way of like growing your business instead of like force. It's like that's real power,
Definitely. Yes, definitely.
So hope you enjoyed our talk, and I personally loved it.
It was amazing. It was spirit-led and beautiful. So I always enjoy our time talking.
Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, we'll talk with you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.